Armchair commanders, we call the shots. From our living room thrones where the action's hot. We're the generals of fiction, the masters of war. In silver screen battles with buttered popcorn. Armchair commanders, armchair commanders.
You want to have a career as a baby smuggler then?
Yes. I feel like I'd be really good at it.
What would your niche be? Would you do it by like trains or airplanes or underground railroad or
planes? I got a lot of pointers from this movie. Just drug the little shits and put them in a ventilated suitcase. And pray to Christ they don't get kidnapped.
Yeah, just punch a hole in the box; it'll be fine. It's like a lizard in a shoebox.
Christ on a bike.
Welcome to the Armchair Commanders podcast. My name is John,
and I'm Jack. I think this movie gave me an identity crisis.
I don't know. She changed her identity like 3 times.
Yeah.
This week we're reviewing Shadow in the Cloud, starring, what's her name again?
Chloe Grace.
Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz.
So, what'd you think of this movie, John? It was your movie.
I thought it was splendid. What'd you think? You're the one who woke me up from my nap to fucking tell me all your opinions.
I'm sorry. It's just... Oh my fucking Christ, this movie is silly. Like, are you aware of the concept of a bottle episode in a TV show?
No, please elaborate.
One of the best examples I can think of for this is the Fly episode of Breaking Bad. Like, there's only two...
A pointless episode?
Not necessarily pointless, but like a low budget, because most of the episode takes place in that little basement meth lab of theirs, and it only really has 2 main characters in it, most of which is just Walter fucking around trying to get a fly. And what it is, I don't want to say it's strictly filler, but most of the time it is filler. But it's a low budget episode where they use as few characters and as few settings as possible. And this is what this movie felt like to me. Is just it was a bottle episode that was stretched over the course of an hour and 30 minutes. It wasn't a terribly long movie, but most of the movie, I'd wager over 60% of it took place in that little ball turret, and most of the actors literally phoned it in by being over radio. I mean, we did get some brief scenes of action where it's like her imagination, where they had to spell it out that one of the characters is pulling a gun on the other, and there's like a kerfuffle.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I actually, as soon as she got into the ball turret and like there was like a significant amount of time that she was in it, I was fully prepared for the entire movie to take place in that setting. And
I wasn't.
I almost got a little upset when she finally got out.
There's like 20 minutes where I like just watched the movie, and a lot of it was just close-ups of her face and focusing on what she was holding and shit like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is this movie literally just her trapped in a ball turret? And
she did not play it cool at all. Is my package safe? 74 fucking times.
More on that later, but yeah, like I did the thing where I hovered my mouse clicker over the progress bar at various points in the movie. I'm like, there's no way it's just her in the it seems to be that they crash at one point because they're very clearly on the ground. Not a big surprise there. Okay, she's moving around the plane a good like a little chunk of this, but yeah, most of this holy shit, it looks like it's just in a ball turret. Did they just film it at her house?
Maybe.
Because this released in 2021. I would
maybe
not be.
they talk to like a museum and they're like, hey, can we borrow a ball turret for a
Can
couple
we
of
lock an
days?
actress in this for a bit? But yeah, like this came out in 2021, so the production had to have been during 2020, 2019. So I can see it filming.
Be more difficult.
Yeah. Actually, when did principal photography for this begin? Am I using that term correctly? I think I
I don't
am.
know. I'm not an artiste or a film expert, said the guy who reviews films.
Well, me neither. I never made any claims of that.
I mean, you've been in films.
I mean, yeah. What is that? Don't make me an expert on them. Obviously. All right. Shot on the clip. Blah blah blah. Production. Okay. Script rewritten April 2019. Following Landis's sexual assault. Okay, so the writer is a prevert, it sounds like. Okay. Principal photography began in June 2019. Okay.
Okay, so pre-COVID.
But how long did shooting go is what it doesn't look like it's answering. Whatever. I can't, like, from the sound of it, it looks like it was already written to be mostly in a ball turret, which, good on them for saving money, I guess, and honoring COVID restrictions.
Haha, we're going to lock you in a small sphere.
And yeah, this plot isn't new, because one of the most famous and iconic episodes of Twilight Zone was about this very thing.
There's something out on the wing.
Khan! And yeah, it was about William Shatner seeing a gremlin on the wing of an airplane, and like the signature scene of him pulling back the blinds of the aircraft, and there's a scary face out there, and then he like begrudgingly tells the stewardess, and she was like, oh yeah, we've seen it too, but we don't want to freak people out, and blah blah blah. I'm sure it has something to do with Rod Serling, whatever, being in the air. I think he was in the Army Air Force during the war. So he's undoubtedly heard stories of the gremlins that attack planes.
Let's see.
Gremlin is a mischievous fictional creature invented at the beginning of the 20th century, originally to explain malfunctions in aircraft, and later in other machinery processes and blah blah blah.
I am shocked. So, not the fact that he was in the military, but Serling began his military career in 1943 at Camp Toccoa, Georgia, as a member of the 511th Parachute Infantry Regiment.
So there's no way he didn't hear about the legend of gremlins.
Apparently, he also fought in the Battle of the Philippines.
I'll be damned.
He was in the Demolition Platoon.
Cool.
Yeah, like I really appreciated them opening the movie up with like an old timey war cartoon.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
It was your favorite part?
Yes. Very informative.
Don't blame your mistakes on a gremlin.
I think Venture Brothers, one of the taglines of Venture Industries is "Don't be a jackass."
When I took history of World War II in college, we started every class off with a propaganda cartoon. So,
hell yeah.
It was a nice little callback to that class I took.
That explains why you don't trust the Japanese.
Or Donald Duck, for that matter.
Oh yeah, Donald Duck is canonically a Nazi.
I don't care if it was just a bad dream for him. There is frames of Donald Duck doing the Hitler salute. So
I don't know if you've read the Cracked article, but there was a Cracked article, I think over 10
do I
years.
look like a guy who reads Cracked?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's an article over 10 years ago about like fan theories about favorite famous characters. And one of them was Donald Duck has PTSD because there was a comic before the 40s and there was a comic in the 50s about the same topic, someone breaking into his house and stealing food. Before the 40s, he did the calm and collected thing. Okay, he still got mad, but he did like a calm thing where he like rigged up a camera to go off when someone opened up the fridge so he could find out who it is. But in the 50s storyline involving that plot point, he like flips the fuck out and like gets a gun and starts camping out in his kitchen, planning to shoot whoever's stealing food from him.
Hey man, Cold War was a different time.
Yeah, war's hell on all of us. And anyway, but yeah, cartoons, great source of propaganda. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of cartoons in my youth that had the propaganda of accept people who are different than you. Fucking liberals.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not even going to fucking engage with that one.
Good.
I was watching King of the Hill the other day because I'm
Fucking
prepping
nerd.
for the reboot, and I watched the 3 days at the condo episode.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Bobby's like asking Hank like why is there a wall at the border of Mexico? And like it was a brilliant bit of writing from Mike Judge where he's like, well, lots of people want to embrace the American dream, and we've decided that we don't want that many. How topical.
Right? It hasn't aged a day. Yeah.
Oh,
So this movie was something. I know I say that a lot, but
it is something. Here's the thing. Here's my thing. One, as an airplane nerd, but like, if your flavor of autism is airplanes, this movie's going to piss you off.
why is that?
Because this movie did to a B-17 what movies oftentimes do to submarines, which is portray them as being exponentially larger and more spacious than they actually are.
Yeah, space is at a premium, be it submarines or bombers.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, it didn't look like cozy in that ball turret, but also like generally speaking, like in a real ball turret for like a B-17 or a B-24, you're basically folding a person in fucking half. Versus like it just looks like she's just sitting in a chair for the majority of that scene.
Yeah,
And she has like room to move around and like fuck with mechanical shit. Like
I've seen
no.
I've seen a cross diagram of those, and you basically had to like fucking reach through your legs to operate the gun, and you had to lay down to shoot it. Right? It's a really weird position you had to be in.
Imagine like being in a squatting position and like your arms are reaching through your legs
Oh
to
yeah,
reach to get the controls.
yeah. I just looked up a cross section, and man,
So yeah, like it didn't look like a palace in there by any means, but it also was way more spacious than it really was.
and also the seating choice itself. Like everybody and their mother knew that ball gunner was the most dangerous position on the plane, bar none. You're literally hanging out with your ass. There's no great armor. It's a glass hamster ball. And they just put her in there. Like, they didn't already have a ball gunner. And he even
Apparently
says
not.
at one point in the movie, crew positions are not interchangeable. What the fuck's she doing there then? What happened to your other ball gunner? Like, I get that it's
Bomber
haha
Crew taught
misogyny.
me that that's a big fucking lie.
I know, right? And I texted you about that. I'm like, that's bullshit. They were trained to operate other turrets. Like, I get the pilot not abandoning his post, sure,
No, but
but
you needed to know some of the other jobs in case that person fucking died.
which they had a high mortality rate. The bomber crews in Europe had a higher casualty rate than Marines in the Pacific. It's dangerous fucking work.
I've granted this is, it's just a sci-fi film, so like everything has to be taken with a grain of salt. Like the fact
Yes.
this is on a B-17 and it's during World War II, those are merely just set pieces. Like that's not the most important fucking thing to this story, but it's still frustrating because it's like, oh, a B-17 just lands at an airfield and a woman hops on with a letter and they're like, okay.
And it's not like they're cut off from communications. Like, they can cross-reference this, right? Like, they can call in
Yeah,
the
it's like they're at the
CO.
airfield and they're like, you know what? Let me head inside real quick and just double check some shit.
Yeah, like, they have commanding officers, right? They're like, hey, so did you send this woman on a mission? No. Arrest her now. Spy.
Hey, I'm just looking for some clarification here. Do you know who this person is? Oh yeah, that's so and so. Oh well, she's pretending to be this British chick. So,
And why did she pretend to be British?
so did you miss the whole abusive husband
I
storyline?
mean, no, I didn't. Like, but why British? Why
I
not
don't
just
know
say
why.
you're an American with a fake name?
I don't know why British. Maybe to further throw them off the trail. I guess like harder to confirm like a foreign ally's identity. I don't know.
I mean, America's a big fucking country. You can just say, like, I'm from Maine. Or
I just I found the whole like I'm escaping my abusive husband, like they they work up like what's in the box? What's in the box? Like you like the entire time, like the whole premise of this movie is that a fucking gremlin attacks a B-17, right? And like
yeah,
nobody believes her because she's the first one to see it and she's a
and she's a
woman. We
woman.
can't trust a fucking woman in this fucking movie. And the entire time, it's like getting built up to be like, oh, she's the reason the fucking gremlin escaped. Or like, she brought the gremlin on. Like, that was her mission, was to transport the fucking gremlin or something. Like,
Which I was.
that was the route I thought it was going to take. And
Me too.
instead it was, oh, I
It's
had
just
an
a thing that
abusive
happens.
husband. Instead it was, I have an abusive husband and actually my baby daddy is a part of this crew.
Yeah, like, what are the fucking odds?
And
But
I was like, I think there was a place or a way for that story to be told. I'm not against that particular storyline. It's just the way that this movie panned out. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
and would they really raise a stink about her having a gun on the ship? Because up until
And
that point, they thought she was an OSI or some special forces, correct? Or at least worked in intelligence.
yeah, like, but they're in a fucking war zone. Everybody has a goddamn gun.
And I get them being cagey about her firing it off, and yeah, okay, whatever. But God damn it, I had something earlier. Oh yeah, see, what I was half right about the plot twist because I thought it was a baby gremlin in that
Okay.
suitcase because I noted the like ventilation on the side. I'm like, okay, so it's going to be the big plot twist is going to be a baby gremlin that they're moving to a research facility in Samoa, and
And
she's
like
actually OSI.
and like the primary gremlin's trying to get its baby back.
Yeah, and after they crash the plane, they're like, okay, here, take it back. And they like give it back to her I Am Legend style. But it's just it's the fucking this woman. Like, I get that she has an abusive relationship and she needs to get out of it, but is this the only way you could think of? Like,
It's
with
about
his
the single worst way I can think of. Like, can we just address the fucking like rampant sexism, one, just from the crew, but two, from whoever the fuck wrote this fucking script?
And yes, I get it. I'm not saying that sexism doesn't exist. It sadly very much does. And I don't doubt for a single second that female service members, yes, they existed back then. Female service members in World War II faced unfair prejudices. However, would you, if you were in charge of this woman, make these sexually charged comments to her face, knowing that she could report you? And yes, she is a woman in the 40s, but they were still held to a standard. If I did that shit with a nurse on, say, a Navy ship or a Marine Corps vessel, they would have my ass.
Yeah, because there was I can't say
Fraternization or whatever.
Yeah, that word. I can't pronounce it. There were those policies in place specifically to prevent the little gremlin baby storyline from happening.
And keep in mind, or go ahead.
But to your point, like, yes, there's absolutely sexism in that time, just as there is sexism today. My thing, and you know, just like back in the 40s, as is today, I am not above the idea of like them saying something kind of fucked up to her or in her presence. Like that totally tracks. What I view though in this film is like the fucking writer, God, who the fuck wrote this? Written by Max Landis. Oh, he looks like an interesting individual. Anyways,
Did you catch earlier the sexual assault allegations
from him or
because that was mentioned earlier.
Oh shit, Landis has been criticized for statements he has made about women, and he has been accused of abuse and sexual misconduct by several women and industry figures. Misogyny accusations, sex assault allegation. Yes. Oh, he. Okay. Yeah. So this dude, he gives me the vibes of like a guy who like was forced to go to like an HR sensitivity training and then like wrote this script in spite of it.
Oh, that's where I recognize that name.
Did you just Google him?
No, I figured out who his dad was because his dad was the director of the Twilight Zone movie, which
Okay, that kind of tracks why he would do a movie that's essentially a ripoff of a Twilight Zone episode then.
But you know what happened on that set, right?
No.
So
Did the disembodied corpse of Rod Serling come back to life?
No, that would have been better.
Oh.
But it's an anthology film, so it's a bunch of little stories told as one big movie. That's like crack to me. But I haven't seen this movie in particular. But one of them, imagine if you are mentally capable, a man who is racist and bigoted. But anyway, so it's about this super racist dude, and he like has nightmares one night where he's various persecuted people throughout history. Like one, he's a Jew in a ghetto in World War II, and one, he's a black man in the South during that era. pick an era, but one of them, he was a Vietnamese farmer in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. And one of the scenes, like the climax of this entire portion of the movie, was him grabbing two Vietnamese children and trying to run to safety through a knee-deep or a waist-deep water in a Vietnamese village. However, there was a problem. Like, I think it was a pyrotechnics misfunction or something with the helicopter, but the helicopter on set fuckered up. Maybe it was a gremlin, and it crashed into him and the two Vietnamese children. It decapitated all three of them.
Holy fuck.
I saw the video of it. It's fucking gnarly. But John Landis was the director that day, and he was told ahead of time the potential problems, including the helicopter and the pyrotechnics, but he urged them forth anyway because he didn't want to waste a day of filming. And, well, and worst of all, like, those kids, like, weren't even, like, I don't think they were even union members of the Screen Actors Guild. I think they were just, like, literal child labor.
Just random fucking kids?
Yeah, random Vietnamese kids. I'm pretty sure they were kids of refugees, too, which makes it even more tragic. And I can't remember. Vic Morrow, I think, was the actor that got decapitated. Yeah, Vic Morrow. And yeah, cause of death: accidental decapitation by helicopter rotor blades.
Well, I suppose that's better than purposeful decapitation by rotor blades.
Fuck, dude. And yeah, it's because of that tragedy it started like child laws regarding film in California, for all the good that did, I guess. But and to add insult to injury, Twilight Zone the movie horrifically bombed in theaters. And they I don't think they included that plot line, or at the very least they truncated it. But yeah, it's just bad fucking deal.
It's a family of problematic people.
And his shithead dad was the one that pushed for production to continue, and to my knowledge somehow still has a career in.
Yeah, the writing that came from this dude, like, I think there's a way that you can definitely show sexism or bigotry or racism, any of those things, but I definitely think there comes a line where it's not just it doesn't come off as genuine, it comes off as gratuitous, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, it was so fucking heavy-handed.
Like, it's like when we watch films that, deal with, like, it's a discussion we've had around, like, the movie Glory and, like, Devotion or Tuskegee Airmen, where a main part of those stories is the racism that those individuals face. And, like, some terrible things are said in those films, but they feel accurate or genuine to the time period, versus something that's like, in this film, the sexist things that are said feel like they're said purely for, like, shock value.
Yeah, and then beats you over the fucking head with it.
So yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know golly was a slur until this movie.
Golly is a slur?
Yeah, that the co-pilot is a Maori, I believe, or at least a black New Zealander or something. And he becomes captain de facto because the other one dies cursing the main character. I think it's worth mentioning. But anyway, he's in charge of flying the plane, and one of the gunners says, "We can't trust him, he's a fucking golly." Because of course he does.
I I did not catch that one.
Oh, well, I caught it because I have subtitles on. But yeah, so yeah, he's just a real peach of a human being, racist and sexist.
So moving on to something more entertaining,
Yes.
besides gratuitous sexism, um, what did you think of the Gremlin?
Honestly, not a bad design.
I thought it reminded me a lot of the Weasel from Creature Commandos.
Yeah, I didn't. I haven't seen Creature Commandos, but I saw the second better Suicide Squad movie with Weasel in it.
Yeah, but you got like obviously it's not like an exact copy, but like strong vibe, strong
Yeah,
vibes.
hairy, slender, bestial. So I'm gonna be real. When he was first introduced, I didn't notice the tail, and I thought he was sticking his dick through that hole. I'm serious. I thought it was this fucking huge cock.
Well, after all the fucking sexual harassment that Chloe Grace Moretz had to deal with, you're just like, you know what, this tracks. That's definitely a penis.
And holy shit, they really pounded into you that there's a hole.
Pounded.
Fuck you. A hole in the glass at her feet. Like, she looks at it uneasily 1, 2, maybe 3 times, whips out her handkerchief, tries to plug it up, and then it gets pushed back through, I believe, with its tail dick. And then
just wiggling around.
And then she uses her own goddamn finger as a linchpin to keep the thing closed, and it snaps.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about that. Like, she fucking. So, listeners at home who have not seen this fucking movie, there's a scene where, like, the crew figures out that she's lying about her identity. And so they're trying to bust open this fucking. Or wait, no, it's when the gremlin's attacking her. Never mind. Anyways, she's trying to prevent the hatch on the ball turret from fucking opening. And it's like a gate latch almost, where it's like 2 metal holes side by side where like a pin would go through.
Mm-hmm.
And the pin's fucking gone. So she just shoves her index finger into it.
Oh.
And the only thing I can think of is like, you're going to rip your goddamn finger off.
Yeah, that's a like I've
that's
had
not
to
how
work.
Physics works.
I've had to work with those on the ranch, and I would never, because that's a good way to lose a finger, which she almost does. But it's okay because she breaks it back into place.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I was like,
and
even if you didn't lose the finger, you would 100% fucking break it or pinch the shit out of it. Like,
yeah, and then I believe she cuts that very same hand too in that same scene. And then, like, I was like, okay, so this is to establish that her hand is fucked the rest of. Nope, she uses it no problem the rest of the movie.
she's basically like, she's essentially fucking like Jason Bourne for some reason.
And I'm sorry, the scene that broke me. Okay, not the scene that broke me, but it's one of the scenes leading up to it. She crawls upside down in the holes in the plane.
Oh yeah,
onto the wing.
She fucking Spider-Man crawls on the outside of this airplane.
It's just, there has been one.
And I thought you were going to mention a different scene that would have.
No, I'm working up to that. Trust me.
Okay.
And you already know the scene, but she crawls upside down onto the wing to rescue the suitcase baby with a bad cut on her hand, a gash in her shoulder, and a broken finger. And I just keep in mind, she's on a moving aircraft. Now, to be fair, I don't know how fast those bombers go, but something tells me they have surprising shit and get to it.
You know what? I can answer your question. So I'm Googling it right now, but I'm going to do my guesstimate, which is a B-17. I'm going to say is a cruising speed of 230. Okay, folks at home, that's my guess. Googling it right now.
With or without wind resistance?
Shut up.
I thought you were a physicist.
I'm fucking not, okay? I just
Oh, come
happen
on.
my flavor of fucking autism happens to be airplanes. Okay.
Well, then you should know wind speed, right?
Well, I'm not going to do a fucking calculation for every goddamn wind speed there is.
Come on, John. This is day one stuff. I thought you knew this.
Oh, god damn it.
What?
Okay. So the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress has a cruising speed of 180 miles per hour with its max speed being 300.
Okay.
So I was a bit like
Let's just say
my cruising speed was like in its top 3/4 speed.
But, let's just say it was 230 miles per hour. There's simply no way.
No.
No, absolutely not. I couldn't do that going 40 miles per hour, let alone 230.
What, you've never walked on the wing of a
No,
Barnstormer airplane?
which I was going to bring that up. There's been one recorded instance in aviation history of somebody walking out onto the wing of a plane, repairing the engine, and getting back in successfully. I know Bomber Crew teaches you otherwise, but
I was going to say I do that every fucking mission in Bomber Crew. Who sponsors our video today? Used code
that game is
fucking sweet.
That game is really solid, though. I play it. I knew you would like it, hence why I got it for you.
Thanks, honey.
Ooh, you beat the thing, or beat the main campaign?
No, I'm still working on it. Norman Cyril Jackson was the guy who climbed out onto a wing of a Lancaster bomber. No, wait. He was the guy that... Wait, what? So the Lancaster was going 140 miles per hour when he walked out. And what he did was an engine caught fire, walked out on the wing, and put it out with a fire extinguisher.
Oh, okay. I thought he repaired it. But say again, how fast were they going?
140. But then after he put the fire out, a fucking fighter flew by, blew another hole in the goddamn airplane, and he fell 20,000 feet.
Oh, okay. So, he didn't survive, but,
He did. He just had he had a smoldering parachute that slowed him enough where he just broke his ankles.
Oh, okay. That's really light.
Yeah.
One hell of a story at the Veterans Hall for the rest of his life, though.
That's like a Cotton Hill story right there.
Yeah.
I was bombing the Nazis.
I was
suddenly my plane went up in flames.
I walked out onto the wing and put the fire out myself with our spittoon and a fire flap. And then a Tojo fighter blew me off the wing.
Now you're probably wondering, what was a Aichi Zero doing over Schweinfurt? Well, I don't know. Them Germans were pretty crafty, and they had friends everywhere.
My friend Brooklyn died, so I fashioned a parachute out of his pants and shirt. I crashed in the jungle and spent 3 months in a Tojo prison camp with broken ankles.
I used Fatty's skull as a drinking container.
Yep, Fatty, Brooklyn, Fatty Jr., Brooklyn, Fatty, and Erwin Lanker.
I want the ghost of Cotton Hill to make an appearance in this fucking reboot for King of the Hill.
Me too. I hope we get flashbacks. Maybe the last surviving Fatty or Brooklyn on life support because he's over 100 years old at this point.
So are you going to mention the fucking scene that is the scene in this fucking movie?
Right. Thank you. So if you haven't already been turned off of this movie because it's ridiculous, it gets better, our fair listeners. Because at one point, the ball turret falls out of the plane entirely, so there's this gaping fucking hole in the bottom of the plane. She falls out of said hole, and I thought, okay, she's done. She's fucked. But thankfully, there's a Japanese Zero below her that blows up and pushes her back onto the bomber. I can't make this up.
Like directly through the hole too.
Directly through the hole. Like,
you know what that reminded
God.
me of was like Rick
this
and
would
Morty.
Be too ridiculous for even a Die Hard movie.
Even for like a Fast and Furious, that it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Like it defies all fucking laws of physics
and logic and just common sense. And you know, listeners, you know me. I'm the guy that laughs at stupid movies. I like a lot of movies I probably shouldn't. Pork chop movies. This is not a pork chop movie. And it has nothing to do with the fact that the lead character is a female. No.
I thought Chloe Grace Moretz did a wonderful job acting in this film.
Honestly, the only actor of note in this, in my opinion.
It's not her fault that the script was terrible. Like she
did what she
acted
could.
And performed well. It's just the writing sucked, is all.
My God. And I don't think I can in good faith say that the men in this movie did a good job acting, because most of it was just literally phoned in by them being over the radio, which I guess their voice acting was okay, but most of their lines were haha, woman stinky.
Also, why is this crew like multinational? Like that's not how it was done.
It wasn't?
No. They didn't throw like random Scottish guy and a Maori guy and like two Americans
and a Brit.
Yeah, all on the same fucking... No, like you would be on an airplane in a squadron from like your country. So it should have been an all-American crew or an all-British crew or whatever. Like,
okay, but I can see
you might have the few exceptions where it's like an American who like pre-America's involvement joined a British squadron or something like that, or like, you know, the Flying Tigers, where, but even then, like those are really the only like multinational groups we're talking about, is like the Flying Tigers and stuff, because they're operating outside the bounds of their government's militaries. They're essentially contractors.
Right. And that's just one of the things in this movie. Now, normally I would defend it by saying, oh, well, there's a literal gremlin in this movie, which, okay, multinational crew in a world where gremlin exists, okay, whatever. Like, okay, whatever. Multinational crew, sure, whatever. But the fucking plane blowing up and pushing her back onto the bomber, fuck off.
It was kind of funny because like she got thrown into the fucking like ceiling of the bomber, then like face planted inside of it.
Yep.
It was very like slapstick.
So yeah, the plane scene broke me. And I texted DP gibberish and my thoughts on the scene, and then I called him. Make sure he wasn't fucking with me. He was not.
I imagine like you watching this film is how I felt watching Kung Fury.
Hey, leave Kung Fury alone. That's a fucking work of art.
I've seen this symbol before.
Favorite line in the movie. No shit. Oh my god. Yeah, this movie's dumb. Can we just put a rating on that? Actually, what are you drinking tonight?
I just finished it. I got to mention the thing that broke me in this film, though.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Before I drink. So, you know, we got to talk about the ultimate climax. So they crash this fucking bomber, and then they're in this like little pond lake thing area, marsh, if you will. And the gremlin is severely injured, and Chloe Grace Moretz like takes her fucking little box with her baby in it, hands it to baby daddy, and is like basically like, hold my purse, but it says like, hold my baby. And then she just goes and beats the ever loving fuck out of this gremlin, and then like like no joke, it looked like a finishing move from like Space Marine or Mortal Kombat, where she fucking just like trakes this fucking gremlin with its own claw. Like, I was like, at that moment, I was like, fuck yeah. But I was also like, this is a fucking dumb movie.
Yeah, that scene was whatever, but I don't know a lot about gremlin physiology, but I just feel like it could tear apart Chloe if it really wanted to. But then again, I guess it did have a bullet in it and was wounded, so.
And
Actually,
missing
wait, no, so was she. What the fuck?
it was also missing part of its tail dick.
Oh, yeah, so maybe whatever. Gremlins don't exist. I'm not even so sure I exist after watching this movie.
So, what are you drinking?
Keystone Light.
Keystone.
Not enough of it, that's for damn sure.
I'm drinking some Stella Rosa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like wine, but not really.
What's the occasion?
I don't know. I had a bottle of Stella Rosa to drink. So here's the thing. We're recording this shortly after the 4th of July, and like many Americans, I partook in the 4th in American fashion. No, I will not elaborate that because certain things are not permitted in my state.
Meth. He's talking about meth.
That is correct, meth. Things that go kaboom are frowned upon in my state.
Oh, I get you now. So, I live in an area where it's encouraged.
Oh yeah, I miss South Dakota for that. Like so here's the thing. We still sell fireworks in Colorado, but they are all ground based.
Fucking lame.
Yeah, it is fucking lame. But as is American tradition, I use said ground based fireworks that are permitted by law here and also had lots of beverages.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And I still have all 10 fingers. Look.
So, yeah. Since we're on the confessional, I spent, well, probably the second most I've ever spent on fireworks in my life at around $400 this year.
It's a solid amount.
Yeah, and
I spent about 200 this year.
The only other time I came close was when I was an intern for social services back in 2019. And a friend of mine that died a year or two prior, his mom was having this memorial special for him where she like got a special deal from a firework manufacturer to make like one of those big ass bundles you see.
The like TNT, like
it has
like
multiple more
like the box full of shit.
Yeah, multiple mortars, multiple boxes of shit. It was massive. And it was like $350. And I spent it because I missed that bastard. And, I talked to his mom a bit, made sure she was all right, and told her I think about him every day, which is the truth. Rest in peace, Clint Farley. And, I had a good time. But anyway, this year, I spent like $400 on the big shit and the little shit. And I went to my cousin's place and I got a bit crossfaded, drunk and or high, and I shot off fireworks. And I figured I was the most qualified one there because I grew up lighting shit off. And I'm quite an experienced drinker. And, look at me. I have all of my hands and fingers. Toes are a different story, don't ask. And yeah, no one that I knew died.
I like to use the line from Talladega Nights. Now, I am a professional volunteer firefighter.
Yep. I'm actually a volunteer firefighter. Well, okay. Was a volunteer firefighter for a while. And by volunteer, meaning I got drafted every time there was a field fire in my rural community. No training, no safety equipment, just handed me a fire flap and said, put it out.
I was a big boy firefighter once upon a time.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Would you think about doing it again?
I'm too far along in my life to go back to that.
There are plenty of old firefighters.
Yeah, they usually start when they're young and they stay the entire time. Like, I'm too old to be going back to the fucking academy.
I thought you already went through the academy.
Yeah, but you have to go back if you've been away for a prolonged period of time.
Well, how long does academy last?
It depends on the place. It can be like 3 to 6 months.
How long was it when you went through it? It was in South Dakota, wasn't it?
Yeah, when I did it in South Dakota, it was a 3-month academy.
Yeah, I figured.
Them lax standards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I assume in bigger cities it's 6 months, possibly more.
Yeah, the bigger the agency, the longer the training program is. But I digress. I think it's time we rate this film.
Yes, please. Which I have.
I think so. She cuts off the fucking tail of this fucking thing. So I think it should be 1 to 5 cut off tails.
1 to 5 cut off tail dicks.
Yes.
Okay, we can meet in the middle on that. So, how many tail dicks do you give this?
Look, you will pay attention to this movie because of how absurd and stupid it is. I will never watch this movie again. It's not good. The writing is lazy. Like, it is fun in some parts. Like, it's just an overproduced Twilight Zone episode where they were just given a blank check, basically. And that doesn't mean it's good, because usually when I say Twilight Zone episode, like, I say that with like reverence because Twilight Zone is so good. This was not Twilight Zone. This was pretending to be a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, and there was a facsimile of a good movie here. I actually really did like the "Who are you really?" plot, and we, the audience, learn it as the crew does. That could have been executed very well in the hands of a better writer.
If this movie had been she's smuggling baby gremlin, I think that would have propelled this into being a better film. And I think if it had a different writer, where like we said, you can do the sexism aspect, like that's par for the course for this time period. But like, there's a way you can do it that isn't fucking. It's like the dude had fun writing this shit, and it's on like watching it. It made me fucking cringe when I heard them say some of the shit that they did. I was like, I can't. Like, if I was an actor, I don't know I could have fucking delivered those lines or those in those scenes.
I mean, you probably could have. Like, it's not like you have to act with your body or your face. Even most of your lines are through radio.
I'm just saying that they're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But like Chloe Grace Moretz, she did a good job acting. It's purely a writing. It's purely a writing issue.
She performed as expected with what she was given, so I can't hold that against her.
I give it 1.5 tail dicks.
See, that's what I was going to give it. 1 tail dick and 1 is still attached by a thread. Not entirely severed, but it hurts like fuck and you still feel it. Yeah, it's just miserable.
Like 1 tail dick and like 1 finger in a fucking pinhole.
Yeah. But
what does Rotten Tomatoes give this, Jack?
I'm glad you asked, because
I'm not.
The Tomometer gives this a 77%.
Oh,
but
off.
the popcorn meter is 32%. So this is I'm with the fans on this one. They're the closest to my rating, which
This
is
a
not
classic
much.
case of fucking critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know where they're pulling 77% from. Like, maybe it's lack of knowledge with Air Force and World War II history. Okay, sure, but that only excuses so much, because even I knew that this was a crock of it. But whatever, different tastes. Let's just put this review and this movie behind us. Do you have? No, it's me that gets to pick next week. Haha.
Yeah, didn't you want to watch some sad ass shit?
Some fucked up shit. A movie called Men Behind the Sun.
Men Behind the Sun. If I have to fucking... You said I'm not allowed to fucking Google this?
No. Like, I'm trying to keep you as much in the dark as possible. I would like to watch this movie with you sometime this week, just so I can get your pure, unadulterated reaction to it. And you'll be getting mine, because I haven't seen this movie, but...
If I had to guess, but just by the fucking title, I'm sure it's about the fucking atom bomb.
You will see, my friend. You will see. I will not confirm or deny one way or the other. But...
Okay. I can't wait to give you my next film choice. I already have it picked.
Ooh, is it Sergeant Stubby?
It's not Sergeant Stubby.
That's
just going to be like the cock tease of this entire program, is what we're going to say is fucking Sergeant Stubby every week, and it's not.
That should be either our April Fool's or 200th episode or 150th
Sergeant
episode.
Stubby for our 200th episode. See you guys in 2 years.
I already have my rating for that, 6 out of 5, but
6 out of 5. I'm sure Sergeant Stubby is actually a pretty decent film.
Honestly, probably not as bad as this film.
It's just Sergeant Stubby is poorly animated, so on the surface it just looks shitty.
But yeah, so Men Behind the Sun is our next movie, which I should probably tell you. Actually, No, I'll save that for the review, where I tell you where I got it. Where I got the idea.
On the toilet, where all great ideas come from.
I think it was Reddit. But more on that later.
I'm going to tell you what my next movie choice is.
Please do.
So I'm going to preface this with I'm currently talking to a couple of people, getting our next few guests in the rotation sorted out. So it might be a minute before we get to my next choice, depending on how that scheduling works with them.
Uh-huh.
But the next film I want to do is Three Musketeers.
Okay. I saw a bit of that.
I will not elaborate on which version.
Oh, well, and how do I know which one to watch?
I will send you, when you are prepared to watch the movie for that review, I will send you the link to the version of Three Musketeers I want you to watch.
Okay, so I'll play your game, but I just have to ask, what if I lied?
What do you mean?
Like, I tell you that I'm watching the movie, but I'm really not, just so I can get a sense of which version. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say you're taking my word for this, which is very uncharacteristic of you.
I just, much like you want my unadulterated reaction to your film.
Okay, fair.
I want you to have an I want a pure reaction from you when you see which version of Three Musketeers I pick.
Oh, I will. I will.
Because it is a special near and dear version to me.
I understand. I can't wait to review it with you.
Not to mention, if I were to tell you now or to give you it beforehand, I'm afraid you'll probably talk shit about it during one of our future episodes. And I also want our listeners to be surprised by which version of Three Musketeers we watch. And no, it's not the Huey, Louie, and Dewey version.
Wait, is it the Three Musketeers candy bar commercial?
No.
Oh, okay, and then... Do you remember those? Those were fucking everywhere in the 2000s.
I just remember, that was the most fucking stupid candy branding ever. Like, oh wait, no, the old one had like the claymation Three Musketeers. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot
what I'm
about those.
talking about.
I remember they went through like a phase where like, oh, it's so light and airy. So like they had a whole series of commercials where the fucking Three Musketeers would just like float up.
It's just yeah, and I used to like Three Musketeers for whatever reason, but now it just tastes like bleh to me.
I enjoy a Three Musketeers about once a year. It's like a very specific craving.
Maybe I'll try one tomorrow, see if my opinion's changed, but doubt it.
This episode brought to you by Three Musketeers.
Yeah,
Use
where we
code
just talk
Armchair.
shit about it.
You know, one of these days we'll get a sponsor.
One of these days, but in the meantime, I think that about does it for this episode. Do you have any more thoughts?
No, I don't.
Just make it stop.
Why do we?
I don't
You
know.
know,
Maybe I want to die.
We could do super thoughtful movies every single week if we really wanted to, but no, we have this
We gotta
fucking
get the shit out
competition
of
with
the
each
way.
other of trying to piss the other one off with a stupid movie choice.
And look at it this way. The way I see it, the shit makes the diamonds shine brighter. Like, yes, there's more shit in the world than there are diamonds. That's a given. But when we have something to compare the diamonds to, that makes them all the better. Like, bread is
It's Saving Private Ryan a diamond if there's not a fucking Sergeant
like
Stubby?
like an apple's an apple, but if you were 3 days without food, that apple's going to look better than it is.
Fair.
Not saying I want to starve you. It'd be funny, but I wouldn't.
Speaking of starvation, I'm surprised you did not choose Fire on the Plains.
That's in the roster, though, isn't it? It's on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
I decided to
I saw
go.
that and I got a little excited. I was like, "Ooh, that's fucking depressing as shit." But I'm actually kind of excited to talk about that. That's the kind of day where it's like, "Oh, we're doing a Holocaust movie," where it's like, I'm going to be super depressed, but I know it's going to be pretty fucking good. You know,
But
like
all
very emotional and shit.
I'll tell you about Men Behind the Sun is that it's fucked up. That's all you're getting out of me.
Okay. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. The stars do matter. If you want additional content from us, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Fun fact, we just released our first play along, so go ahead and check that out.
Yes.
You can also find us on TikTok and OnlyFans. If you want to see Jack in a G-string and a George Washington wig, head on over to there. That's right. It's for the low price of $1.99 a month. It's truly a bargain. I'll show you a tattoo that I haven't showed anybody else. So that I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't show you my dick either. Maybe. I don't want to. If I don't, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to see it. Look, the most I'm willing to entertain is seeing somebody's ass tattoo. So when are we getting our matching butt tattoos? Listeners at home, we're going to get matching South Park tattoos on our rumps. I am not Tweak, and we both know that. This is why nobody likes you guys. All right. Do you have anything else? All right. Until next time, I've been John, and we will catch you all later.